welcome, welcome. Happy Hunger Games! And may the odds be ever in your favor.
True masculinity doesn't have to prove itself or be toxic or be violent or be belittling or degrading or any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to balance.
Majority of like women have their narcissism fueled more.
Nah. You gotta realize he's simping and tricking are two different
They're
things.
constantly comparing to Lion and
Because you guys have been rocking with the Lurker and Godmomma for some years. So truly appreciate it that I even have this much of a platform to utilize to move forward with the type of projects I want to do. So thank you all for, being.
what had happened?
And we're back. Some technical difficulties. But we back, y'all. Our bad. We don't know what happened. We got kicked out. So, but we're back. In that intro cute, Nikki? In that intro so cute. Shout out to Godmomma. She been doing all the graphics. I won't say all the graphics, but I'll say a good 95% of our graphics. And she been killing the game. So y'all see her Cash App, Godmomma B. Bless her. Bless the channel. We told y'all before, anything you do give us comes right back to the channel. So that intro is fire. I know. And we're talking about adding some other stuff. Fire. I love it. I don't recall where we left off, but we were talking about white people and black sofas. We were talking about Sonetta and the conscious community. Yeah, fuck outsourcing. We trust me, we learned. I've learned.
Yeah.
We've learned. But I don't recall where I ended off. I should have went back and listened. I just know that you had got back and cammed up and then it ended. So I don't recall exactly what we were talking about. It was something like that though. Just to wrap up everything that we did talk about in that first hour. Just keep your eyes and ears and discernment open, period. You know what I'm saying? I know I was talking about neighbors. Like, do you know your neighbor? Do you know the person you're sitting on a panel with? You know what I'm saying? Do you know, as a content creator, do you know what type of guest you have on your show? You know what I'm saying? Out here promoting weirdos, bro. And that's what it is. Unless you're exposing, it's either exposing or promoting, which exposing can be a form of promotion. You know what I'm saying? You go
We
do
learned
something
that
crazy.
with Nature Boy, right? Exposing can turn into promoting.
Oh yeah,
and the lines
he
get
bragged about
blurred.
it. He bragged about it. My trolls are my promotion. I don't even got to pay for it. Y'all just go look up World News. He's the best team ever. She said, and I was zipping. Yep, zip it up. Zip it. Oh, that's what it was. I kept asking why they felt the need to bring that 21-year-old girl over to the House of Conscience. That didn't make sense, but I might have missed some things. Like I said, I ain't seen it for myself. So maybe Napa, Santnetter's wife, wants to truly have an understanding with this 21-year-old white girl and maybe see her perspective on life as a 21-year-old white girl here in America. And what does she think about people like Rob Rag or House of Conscience? I mean, maybe she's coming from that perspective. I still find it a very odd link up, but hey, that could be good for views. A mixed matched link up. For sure.
But his audience is not that though. Hold on, give me just a second to get
Yeah, take
Sonic
your
Hedgehog out my background.
Girl, you know we love Sonic. Stop playing. I'm gonna creep over here while you do that.
And Salt let us know. Oh, Salt let us know earlier that there was a compensation going around, something about Sonic. I don't know. So I don't know.
I
A
don't know either.
lawsuit against Sonic Hedgehog. That's news to me. But the whole HO, I don't think Sinetta kept the live up.
Of course not.
It was on the channel Sinetta Studios.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he kept it up, but I'm with you in the sense of why do we have this 21-year-old white girl over at the House of Consciousness when all you guys do is bash white people like terribly. And I'm not even agreeing, disagreeing, none of that. I'm just saying it looks weird. It looks weird. Even if you want, because let's be honest, House of Consciousness isn't the platform for that specific types of conversations. They're wanting a Rob Rack is the platform for those conversations that white people can get up there and say the things that they think or their community thinks, but are not saying it out loud to Black people. That's where Sinetta was trying to go with the 21-year-old white girl. He was trying to get her to say the things that white people think, but won't necessarily say it to your face. But she will. She has no problem doing that. She has no problem regurgitating stereotypical bullshit. Now, is some of it accurate? Yes. But then in Nepal was getting to it, but Sinetta didn't let her. Nepal was getting to the root of why a 21-year-old white girl feels like she can hit the panel with Black women and tell them that the reason why they have weave in their hair is because they want to look like her. Or that she can hit a panel full of Black women and say, well, Black women are aggressive and very masculine and all of the things that the manosphere says. She regurgitated every single thing the manosphere says about Black women. And that's what Nepal was getting to, right? We hear, and because Nepal, the chat was like, and it was a lot of Black men in the chat, like, we don't want to hear this shit. But Nepal was like, this is what y'all talk about on y'all's panels all day.
Right.
Y'all talk about Black women being aggressive. Y'all talk about Black women not being submissive and being very masculine. And you talk about her wearing weave to be like a white girl. And you talk about her contouring her nose so she can have a white girl's nose. You talk about all of these things, but it hurts you now because you're hearing a white girl say it. You don't want to hear it now because she's saying it. But it's okay for y'all to sit up there on a panel and sword fight with each other and say it to each other. And then when a Black woman gets on the panel, you then spew that shit back out to her.
And
that's to shut that shit down.
Right. And that's the audience that they're feeding the manosphere. I think they're feeding a bunch of alpha men. They think a bunch of alpha men are sitting there taking notes. No, it's a bunch of fucking teeny boppers, 20-year-old boppers, that are not even of the same complexion. But that's what'll get some views for y'all. So, okay, now that you state it like that, then you know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. I just feel like that's a very, but that's a slippery slope. And like you said, that young girl Grace, she'll say it. She'll speak her mind. And rightfully so. If I can speak mine, she can speak hers. What's that?
Well, I mean, she was on whose panel was she on? She was on Rob Rack's panel. I think New Era King was up there talking to her, which I'm not a fan of New Era King. But she ends up saying something about my nigga. And New Era King is like, whoa. I'm not doing that with you. I'm not going there with you. And she was like, well, I'm not saying that you're my nigga, but you're my nigga. And Rob is just sitting here cracking the fuck up. And New Era King is like, whoa. whoa, and here comes Rob talking about, you know what, Grace, you've got your black card. And I'm like, oh my God.
Black card?
Yes. But me, half black, struggles. Girl, I'm not even gonna get it. Like, it is.
Listen, I get calls about Godmomma. I didn't know Godmomma was white. White where? Where the fuck is Godmomma white? She's pale. She's yellow. She yellow bone. She ain't white. What's up, Mod Squad? Hey, 504. You ain't missed too much. We had to end the live, but we restarted a live and we're just wrapping things up over here. But you didn't miss too much, Queen Sister. If you want, go back to that live we just did. Title unknown. And Nikki is what's gross? What's gross, babe? Because what's gross? First, I'm gonna let you answer before I get to talking.
Yeah. Hey, Mod Squad. Glad you're back, 504. I just hold on, I'm texting.
Okay.
Rob doesn't realize being okay. Great example. Being that I am half white, right? I can kind of tell you about what white people be thinking, right? So when you're sitting up here and you're allowing white people to disrespect black people freely, you're allowing them to call you other black folks niggas freely, you're allowing other guests to come up and say, well, black women got nappy ass hair and short hair and their hair don't grow and freely. You don't realize what they do when they go home. You don't realize that. They go home and they sit down and they talk about how stupid you are, how ignorant you are, how nickerish you are. That's what they talk about. They're not laughing with you. They're laughing at you. Okay. Because white people who are your quote unquote allies, they don't do that. They don't, the N word, whether it be ER or A, does not come out their mouth, period. They would never fix their mouth to talk about a sister's hair, period. Okay. Period. So the types of white people that you can sit around and they're like, they say the things that white people think, they're not your allies. They're not an ally.
Not an ally. Oh, the black card thing was gross. Oh, when he said she could have her black card. Yeah, that's odd. Mm-hmm. And again, I do know Rob to be, I won't call him a troll, but I do know him to be a very non-matter-of-factly person sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he just be, and he said it before, I'll just open the platform and let you say what you want. Sometimes I feel like he's using that to just watch, just to kind of be a people watcher. Let this situation happen and see how the black people are going to take it, how the white people are going to take it. That's kind of how I looked at him. Because when he did engage with the white man, the white people he had on his panel, I hate saying this, but it is what it is. The white people that were on his panel, he did have some not aggression, not hostility, but some shortness with them. Mm-hmm. But then he'd be like, all right, I'm just going to shut up. Y'all go ahead. Mm-hmm. But it's like just even having the door open for that type of stuff. But it's a good, you know what I'm saying? If you like to people watch, if you like to, you know what I'm saying? If you like to your little psychology assessments, that's a good time to get it in. That's a very good time to get it in. Where people can just come up and speak freely. You know what I'm saying? And how, that's a good place to, are you triggered or not?
Yeah.
Are you triggered or not?
I feel like Rob's platform is more suitable for that than House of Consciousness. House of Consciousness is not suitable for that type of conversation, that type of dynamic. It's not what Sinetta built his platform off of. So to now bring in a 21-year-old white girl is kind of almost like spitting in a lot of their faces, you know, because they pride themselves on building their own network by their own people with their own people.
They're not the manosphere.
Right.
House is Conscious is not the manosphere. So the rhetoric that young lady spits out of her mouth, it won't fly at all. And that's why when you said Sauce shut it down, Sonetta shut it down, I believe it. I believe it because he knew.
Yeah. Because they were debating, you know, Nepal went into the whole spiel of why Black women even cover their hair in the first place. You know, she gave the girl a whole history lesson, and Sinetta didn't want her to do that. Sinetta didn't want Nepal to educate the white girl. He wanted the white girl to speak in her ignorance. That's what he wanted. He wanted to make a whole show of the white girl speaking in her ignorance. And Nepal didn't. And I kind of respect her for that, you know, like, no, let me educate her because she
fuck up.
Yeah, because she is people who are hanging out with my sons, you know, she is that generation. That is that generation. So Nepal was, you know, coming in a sense of let me kind of educate her as to why wigs, whatever, weave is a thing. And to even expound on, you know, all cultures wear wigs and weaves. You know, Jews wear them. Jews
head coverings.
Yeah,
head coverings. You know, that's another topic we can get into too, but maybe not today, but further down the road. Because I hear people, oh, it's a helmet, no weave, no wig, no, get your helmet off. Sir, can I protect my scalp? Can I protect my crown?
It tells me that in the Bible to protect my crown. I don't know, but maybe it's something different.
Exactly. And if these Indian women, that's their religion to cut it off. And that's why you're not gonna catch me in no human hair, none of that. If I'm gonna wear a weave, it's gonna be plastic as can be. And
synthetic as hell.
Because I was taught that our hair carries things.
Right.
Emotions, trauma, memory. Why would I wear someone else's trauma, emotions, and memory? That's just where weird. Even if that I don't want that on me. Now I'll grow my own hair out, cut it off, and then use that as a wig further down the line. Or I'm not putting somebody else's trauma on my head. No, thank you. And it's a religion I don't even practice.
And some of the hair farms, the hair is not given freely. They, you know, you see pictures of women just bawling because
it's their religion. And it's not even a religion I practice. Why would I wear it? Yeah. Some people practice cannibalism as religion. I'm not going to use their bone products, you know what I'm saying, to make my jewelry with. No, thank you. That's not what I participate in. You know what I'm saying? I know that's extreme, but I'm just saying.
Right. Or even shop at their markets, because baby, it might be some human
something I don't mess with. Well, 504 says her allies. That's right. And that's one of the things. I mean, that just sums all of this back up, because we started the first show off about your triggers, your responsibility. Correct. There is a time and a place to call people out and have repercussions. Okay, I agree. But to bring it back to where we are when we're talking about allies and people that we know, and I know my neighbor, and my neighbor's not of my same religion or my same, but I still know you. I rock with you, Bernay. You know what I'm saying? If someone were to come out from outside the hood, me and the neighbor's riding up. What's that?
Right.
You know, you heard that person driving down our lane all crazy at 3 a.m. and they hit the trash cans, and oh yeah, I got footage, and Jim Bob over there's got this, and Joe Bob over here's got this, and you know, Tony down the block got this. You know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place. Those are allies at that point. You guys are my allies at that point. And earlier in the chat, she 504 said something about my allies would most of the time jump before she even has to.
Yep.
So, and that's the type of people I rock with, but I'm also okay hearing opposing views. I
Mhm.
need to know what I'm up against. I
Mhm.
need to know what you're bringing to the table. I need
Mhm.
to be, I like to call it tweaking and geeking. I need to see what you got going on over there. So
Right.
that way I can be prepared.
Mhm. Because again, this is going to be a conversation we have later on, but it brings us out of victimhood when we start observing and realizing what's going on and seeing people for who they are and understanding that my trigger is my responsibility. You start coming out of victimhood.
Mhm.
And you
That's
start
it.
being a survivor and a thriver and not worrying about someone coming to fix your problem, because
Boom,
no one's going to come fix your problem.
boom, 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 boom. Give me 1 sec. I got to step away. Hold on.
Hmm. But that's, coming into another conversation later on the line of just the state of our community constantly wanting to be in the state of victimhood and not really just taking accountability for what the role that they played or we played, and seeing things for what it is and moving forward instead of constantly having the finger to blame, 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 and then wanting someone else to come in and fix the problem that they don't even really have to fix if they don't want to. So I'm excited for the rest of season 2, because like I said at the beginning, a lot of the conversations are going to be triggering in nature, just because it's a lot of hot topics that are going on at the moment, um, and we like to hear everybody's point of view, even if it doesn't agree with ours or mine or hers, because we don't always agree on everything either. So that's what we really uh, designed this podcast for, is to be able to sit and have conversations with each other about certain topics to see if we can come to solutions rather than just sitting around all day arguing with each other on panels. Um, in one small space and ends up trickling to other spaces, and that's the whole point of what we're trying to do. We plan on having some really good guests if everything falls in line the way that it's supposed to fall in line. We should be having some really good guests coming to speak on cult related situations, not just the Nature Boy cult, but other predators that are in the community that speak the spiritual system rhetoric and then lure young women into their reach, and they all come out of somewhere, so we're going to get to where they all come out of, who they're all connected with and how they're interconnected,
Mm-hmm.
Because it's deeper than just who we saw this past 6-7 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot
Like a
deeper.
little underground. It's like a little ant village of
Yeah.
cults and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're all
Yeah.
connected to somebody somehow, somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things Peeper put on his wall. Peeper of Game. Shout out to Peeper. Hey, baby, I miss you. Shout out to Peeper of Game, though. He posted something on his community wall talking about, I'm going to pull it up. He said, oh, he was calling out Janae.
Mm.
And he was saying something like, because your story is cat, blah, blah, blah. And I replied to him, I said, I wish she would have also spoke on being a cult bunny and how to avoid new age pimps. And I just,
She said, okay.
I would like for that to be expounded upon, not just Bishop, because Janae was a cult bunny.
Right.
She went through several Dr. York, TKOs, the people in
Yada.
Dallas. Yes,
Yeah.
she's been around. So that's what I would like her to speak on. I know everybody's obsessed with her story of Bishop and carbonation. No, baby, I want to hear about everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And don't just speak bad about one, because you left them all and kept bouncing around like a damn, you know,
Groupie. I'll say it. Like
a
a
groupie.
groupie.
I was going to say a ping pong ball, but groupie, same thing. Same thing. They call it passed around. I would really like to hear about that from Janae. You know, I really would, because Bishop's where he's at. Mission accomplished. Now spill the tea on these other Negroes and tell us how you were so. Everybody keeps talking about Bishop and how he was, you know, I found him online and he was preaching stuff I could relate to. But how did he get you from point A to point B to point C to point D? What were you doing? How were you that vulnerable that you went from point A with Bishop to point B with TKO to point C with so and so to back to point D with Bishop? Can we address all of that?
But see, that's the thing. I don't, if my memory serves me correctly, Nature Boy wasn't the first one she went to, like a bunny, but that she went to her. She before she even went to Eligio, she was with Yada.
Mm-hmm.
And they said before Yada was another Yorkian.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. She had.
she started in the Nuwabian
Mm-hmm.
culture.
Mm-hmm.
That's where she started, was in the Nuwabians, and then she ended up with
So and so and
weirdo.
so and so and so and
Mm-hmm.
so and so and so. So that's something I'm interested to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And not to put so much pressure onto her, because I know she's a victim, but you're not the only victim. And we're trying to
Right.
save more victims. We're trying to save
Right.
people so they're not even victims, right?
Potential victims. Mm-hmm.
Potential victims. So we'd like to hear the ins and outs of how you even, and I don't want to hear you was online and somebody said something you like, so you just linked up with him. I've heard a lot of shit people say I like.
Right.
I was linking up. What was going on in your life that you could just detach? Let's start there.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's why a lot of people have the issue they have with formerly known as Rambo, because Rambo keeps throwing that in their faces. Like,
Mm.
and a lot of people don't like what Rambo is saying, but I kind of do, because he is throwing it in their face. What made you want to go even be there? What made you go and stay? What made you go, stay, leave, come back? Let's take accountability for that. I like that Rambo is saying those things. What I don't like is how he's trying to, like, he really wasn't a bad guy. No, but no.
He was. He took advantage. He saw an opportunity. He took advantage, and he's paying the price for those advantages he took.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the other chick with the baby voice, I don't know that one. With the baby voice, that hops from cult to cult. Listen, after a while, they all sound like baby voices to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was in Thailand. That's right, 504. Yes. So that's where I'm interested. And those are the areas I want to dive into.
Mm-hmm.
But we have that. I'm not laughing. I'm sorry. But we have that. I've played the video before where Bishop has them all standing around. I played it the day that we said our respects to Loyal.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one that Saul always brings up. That one where you're feeding my narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
What gets you to not what gets you to that point, but where are you'll feed his narcissism, but you won't feed the government, where at least you have house and home in your own name,
Right.
somewhat
Without someone telling you,
on bended knee.
right,
Bow
when to eat,
down.
when to sleep.
Come up, come down. on your knees,
Right.
up against the wall. What? Just join the military at this point. Was it Nisa? Did Nisa do baby talk? She kind of did. She did.
That's who was coming to mind was Nisa. But
Okay, I was thinking of that
I think she was
skinny.
referring. If it was Nisa, she was referring to Gagoot too, because she went to Gagoot.
Girl, that's who I thought it was when I listened to that first voice message you sent me. I thought it was Gagoot when we're talking about that JP Kai. Well, I was ready to get funky. But then I had to scroll up and I was like, oh, this happened on Buddy Lee's. I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was Gagoot. That's how the voice sounded. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what was going on, so I'm just listening blind to a voice message. Yeah, it was Nisa. That's her name. Nisa. Nisa? Or is it Nisa?
I think it's Nisa.
The one that, anyways.
Who kept saying he was visiting her and all this other shit.
No. She's kind of a little thrown off.
Yeah. You know, the experiences that I've had, I didn't really. I believe some of what she said. Really,
is it Nisa or Nisa? I thought it was Nisa.
NYZA.
I thought it was Nisa. My bad. Nisa.
You already get live notifications when I go live or no?
Yeah, we get them. Today or tomorrow, that person who Property, Rambo, and Serenity are babysitting asked them to leave or pay rent. They're house sitting a house? Shouldn't they get paid? Oh, is that our group?
Okay. No, I don't think so. No. But I just listen. All of this shenanigans that have gone on, to me, out of all three topics, the best topic was when Global outed ZX on VS's panel. That was the best thing in the world to me because he thought he had one. He thought he had one. And it didn't work out the way he thought it was going to work out. And it's not going to work out the way he thinks it's going to work out.
What is he expecting to be a... I don't know what his end game is here. I have no idea.
He wants to be a beefing sector.
I'm saying to like, is he... Because he's had monetized channels. So he's had that before. Can't keep a monetized channel to save his... Well, he can't keep it to save his life. He's lost lots of channels. So I don't know what his end game is. Like at that age, and even at this age, I'm at my ripe old age at 40 years old. I don't know. Maybe if I had to pay rent and I ain't got no hips to get up and, you know what I'm saying, walk my ass to work or something. You know, you need hips. Old people, isn't that one of the first things they go through? Is hip bones and stuff? He got a car accident, so maybe it's his back, his hips. I don't know.
That's what I'm not understanding is the car accident didn't do anything for, you know,
rattle you up. It wasn't that bad. It couldn't have been that bad because there's no way you have a near-death experience and come back and double down. No way.
On some disrespectful shit.
You ain't doubling down after a near-death experience. You'd be like, man, I changed my ways. I was tripping. I don't even know I don't even recognize myself.
Are cursed by God. Cursed by God.
There's 2 witnesses in here. One day, I shed a tear for good old ZX.
You did.
I shed a really hard.
Live this entire time, or is this a whole new live?
We had to do a new one because what's her name? What's her name ended our live stream.
What's her name?
Godmomma.
I did.
She fucked up and joined and was like in stream.
Oops.
So anywho, but we're not up here too much longer. We ain't really said too much. So, is there anything you need to get off your chest? So, Is there any critical thinking that points that we might have missed? Is there any hypotheticals that you want to get out the way before we? Because this isn't really season 2. We just really saying hi to the people. But before we get into season 2, is there anything you need to prepare us for? What should we do? Get our thinking caps on?
Just I just got like just 3 questions.
3.
Yeah, 3. Is that fine or what?
Yeah.
Because every time I talk, you make little faces and shit like that. So, yeah. As far as do you guys believe that women go further academically speaking than men do?
Are we doing hypotheticals? Well, no, I'm just kidding. Do I believe that women may achieve higher education more than men?
Academically, are they better than men? Academically speaking, women as a whole. Let's just say, and let's keep it to this country.
I would say no. I would say no.
Are we like doing like real statistics, or are we just doing what we think?
I mean, at some point. Well. Before we get into that, let me ask my second question: Are women more likely to finish their education?
Yes, and well, so are men.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of men and women out there who finish, more like they finish their education, but only one of them is more likely to do it. So you guys believe?
So if we're talking about here in America, I would say men, probably men, because of other situations when it comes to women, they can't keep their legs closed, so they end up dropping out. I got pregnant, blah blah blah. So I'd say men.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, these statistics can be looked up. Yeah. And my third question, yeah, like Nikki said, more data needed. These things could be looked up. It's actually when women are more likely to finish their education, because I looked them up. Women are more likely to finish their education, and academically speaking, women generally go further than men. They do better than men on tests and whatnot. I don't know why your mind went to men, but on to my third question, which I guess is for Nikki. Hey, Nikki, how would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast this morning?
Here we go.
And what do you mean why your brain went to men? You said men or women. Those were my options.
Yeah, I can wonder why your brain went to men. Miss, women run everything and women run the show and men don't do shit.
I've never said that. I've never said women run the show. Don't put words in my mouth. I've never said women run the show.
You damn sure didn't say men run the show, but anyways.
No, I did not. You're right. So don't put words in my mouth, though. Don't speak for me. I'll speak for myself. Because last time I said anything about that, I said we are under a patriarchy, which is ran by who?
By men.
Thank you. That's the last conversation, which was toxic masculinity, sir. Don't do it.
Right. So you said it's men, they go further academically, but as far as finishing their education, your answer was women.
That's not what No, I said it would probably be men that went further in their academics because women have these reasons of dropping out. Oh, I got pregnant. I did this and that. But I didn't think of like women going back to college when they're 40 or after they raise their kids or blah, blah, blah. I was thinking at the initial school time, age time.
Okay, so your answer was probably men, meaning your answer was leaning towards men, which answer must have been men. So as far as like, why are you making it complex? It's simple. Okay, you're leaning towards men. Your answer is leaning towards men.
You said, I wonder why. And I'm saying those were my 2 options. I had men or women. So I picked men. Why would you be upset about that or concerned?
Because you've always seen more pro women than pro men. That's why I'm like, that's weird. You don't believe that women are generally more smarter than men?
I didn't say that either. I was just thinking of the institution of schools.
Okay, so academically speaking, you believe men go further.
That was my initial statement. Yes, correct.
Okay. And as far as finishing their education, you believe...
I thought it was going to be women.
Oh, okay. Well, it's women in both cases. These are things that could be looked up. But okay. Thank you for those answers. I just needed those for a future conversation. which more than likely will happen with the both of you on this podcast. So now that we've established what it is you think, terrific. Yeah.
Don't misquote me. Nikki, if you're still here, Salt wants to know, did you eat breakfast today?
No. I didn't say that. Don't misquote me.
Don't misquote.
Don't misquote me.
Go
Don't
ahead.
misquote me. That's not what I said, Lurker. Don't put words into my mouth. I
Fundi P's in the building.
said, hey, Nikki, how would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast this morning? That's what I asked. Simple question. Doesn't need to be complex. Doesn't need to have a million shades of gray thrown into it. Very simple question.
Then be quiet. There you go, Nikki. There's your question, baby. He wants to know.
What do you mean be quiet? She's not on the panel.
My answers to
you're adding more gray. You're adding gray.
Yeah, I didn't get to answer the question.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Godmomma. Well, because you had answered it earlier. That's why I was saying it was for Nikki. But yeah, go ahead.
No, the answer of the
academia. Oh yeah. Go ahead. My bad.
The first one was what?
Emotionally. Listen to her answer. Physically or emotionally, did she eat breakfast?
Okay. Thanks. I got my answer. Thank you. Yeah. What did you say? I had said the question. The two questions were academically, who goes further, men or women, and then as far as finishing their education, like getting their degree, masters, whatever. Who goes further, academically speaking, and who's more likely to finish their education?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see why the answer was women, but I initially thought that who completed like first would be men and higher than women, because like Lurker said, women, we have kids, because that I'm thinking more of situational than I guess on average, and plus environmental. My surroundings, my brother, he went all the way to he's working on his PhD right now, and I'm having to go back and finish. So me and just us two, we are different than those statistics. So that was interesting. I didn't know women. Shout out to us. We academically smart.
But Fundi put in the chat, who gets paid more? Nigga, fucking academic. Who get paid more? If we're completing school at higher numbers, if we're continuing school at higher numbers, why are these niggas getting paid more?
Period.
That's a pretty good question. And how does a patriarchy exist if women are so much more smarter than men? Like that, I don't know that question. Yeah, because I heard those two questions earlier, and I'm like, how does the patriarchy exist? And then I heard a woman say something. As far as like physically demanding jobs, men will get pushed into that, and women will get pushed more into like HR jobs and office jobs and stuff like that. And so I was just like, okay, so who's telling these women to do these things, especially if the women are so much smarter? I just thought it was interesting. I don't feel too much one way or another, but I just thought it was interesting. I was like, well, I mean,
it is interesting though. Why does patriarchy exist if women are more academically smart and we finish school and they teach us that school is what you need to get ahead in life? So why, if that's a deeper conversation for another day, really. If we are academically smarter as a gender, I guess you would say, then why are we not superior? Maybe I don't know what word we would use
at least intelligence speaking. Like, yeah, what the argument could be made. I believe the argument could be made that as far as the patriarchy goes, and if women are so much smarter and they do so much better on tests and finishing their education and whatnot, I believe the argument can be made. And tell me if I'm wrong or not, or if this sounds fair, but I believe the argument can be made that perhaps the smartest men on the planet are smarter than the smartest women on the planet.
Maybe.
I think
argument could be made. It's because we are physically weaker. She says she wants to come up here. Let me get you the link, sister. Boondy says it's because we're weaker. And Sauce saying, it's because maybe the smartest man is smarter than the smartest woman.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
But
mean,
women
it's
are
not
the ones who took us to space, right? If you believe that we went to space.
they helped with calculations and whatnot, but as far as putting together the rocket, fueling it, everybody played a part. I can't say it's one person. I don't get me wrong. Many women helped. If you believe that shit happened, which so much shit has come out now to where it's like, I don't know if we went to the moon because they had cinema back then, and somehow before they even knew what the rest of the earth looked like, they could tell what the continents looked like. That don't make sense. There wasn't wind on the moon, but that flag sure was blowing. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not like, other than the Olympics, it's not like there's a contest to decide who gets to be on top, and they have everybody compete, even if it's men just versus women. Other than the Olympics, which even then, like they separate it, between the men versus the men, the women versus the women. As far as the men just being stronger, it's like, okay, I mean, that's just biology. Men are physically stronger, but I mean, intelligence wise, putting certain things into effect, putting fluoride in water and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think the argument can be made that the smartest men perhaps are smarter than the smartest women, because otherwise, how else is there a patriarchy? It's not like all the men are just going around physically forcing all their wives and girlfriends and whatnot to do shit. You know what I'm saying?
Physical force. Fundi, is this you?
Yes, this is me.
Hey, sister.
Peace and blessings, family.
But peace and blessings. But Salt, I don't want to make it all. I don't think it could be specifically just physical force, though.
No, it's yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it could be. I don't think it could be. It plays a part.
What you got to add, Fundi? What you?
It is.
I know you was itching down there, wasn't you?
It is systematic social engineering. Yeah. Now, let us, if we are going to have a genuine conversation, we have to have a conversation about the social engineering that has taken place in the Americas. Is the smartest man smarter than the smartest woman? I have to tell you, brother, no, because the smartest men in the world sit down and give homage to the women that push them into the forefront. I have never seen the smartest men in the world take an award by themselves. They take the award with their woman. Now, let's talk about this social thing about women. Women don't have to be physically beat down anymore. We are socially engineered by society, and it is socially approved that a woman take a back seat to a man as soon as she turns 16. She is supposed to turn over her whole self to him, changing her name, having his kids, taking all of her hopes, dreams, and aspirations and putting them to the side to elevate him to where he is supposed to be. Please, 16? Let's have a yes, sir. At 16, women are taught this. At
sometimes 13, even younger.
Brother, at 13, there's a psychological switch that goes off in all girls. Sometimes it's even sooner, where you figure out if you're going to be pretty or if you're going to be smart. And it's very hard for pretty girls to decide to be smart. And the ugly girls trying to be smart is a chore. So a lot of them just opt out to be pretty. And in being pretty, you become a victim to the system because you do not learn to protect yourself. You learn to become an instrument for men to use to be protected. Hence the wives and the girlfriends. And you're not going to be anything without a man. Because let's be honest, that is what happens on social media. If a woman gets out of place, the first thing men go to is she ain't got no man. Like that is the pure value of being a woman.
Oh, Fundi. How
Well,
much I
I mean,
love you.
the same
We
could be
got
said.
Nikki Crayons in the building.
Hey, Nikki. Well, the same could be said for women. It's like if a man acts up, they'll say he's effeminate, or he probably got that's little dick energy. It was like men didn't create little dick energy.
Sir,
And as far as what you said,
that's a fallacy argument.
well, as far as what you said about she basically becomes the man's instrument. So as far as the smartest men on the planet, which the smartest men on the planet, I imagine they stick to the shadows and they're not just out there accepting awards. Those are entertainers. They're not really praising their wives. In your words, they're praising an instrument. It's like there's not really a term trophy husband, but there's a term trophy wife.
Sir, first of all, the smartest men in the world do have awards. And the fact that you don't know that further lets me know that I can call this conversation off. Because you're not going to have a genuine one if you don't think the smartest men in the world have award ceremonies. Only entertainers? Did you just say that?
No.
Really?
What I mean is the smartest man in the world. The smartest men in the world. Well, do you want me to explain or? Okay.
No, so, because you said it. You don't have to explain it. I'm going to take you at face value that you said that the smartest men in the world don't have award shows, don't have awards.
What I mean is they're going to have public award shows for the things that they're doing to the rest of the planet to cause them to fall under social engineering. What they're going to want to do is keep their face as much out of the public as possible, so then they can keep living the lives that they want to live unimpeded.
So you don't watch those award shows.
Illuminati?
So you don't watch those award shows, so you don't know what they do. You watch entertainment award shows. And you know what they do.
Because there are those low viewed award shows where men and women are getting presented with being the smartest person in the world at the moment.
Yes.
You don't hear a lot about it because it's not nobody cares. Right. Nobody,
it's not entertainment.
And I'm not saying that I don't care, but I'm just saying nobody cares. That's the vibe. Nobody cares who's smarter. It just makes a good topic. But when you get down to the meat and the potatoes of, well, if women are actually smarter, why have we allowed a dumber gender?
Come on, Godmomma, land the plane.
You know what I'm saying? Step all over.
Because if you go against him, you gonna get your head kicked in. Because you haven't learned how to protect yourself, because he is dangerous when he is upset.
And even
can we be honest?
Yeah, because even if you've never experienced that, you are still taught that at a young age. Absolutely. As a young lady. Like, just do whatever you got to do to make it home out of that situation so he doesn't put his hands on you. It's just what we're taught.
Well, let me speak on what
in our homes. It's primal.
Let me speak on
that's not a but. That's not a but. You just negated every woman's experience on here with but. It's not a but. That's an is for us. Don't do that. Don't Fundi me.
I didn't say but.
All my
that
life.
Wasn't me who said that.
Yes, you did. Yes, sir.
I just said the
you
word
did.
Yes. No, I didn't. I always say the word however because everything that comes
what? I just want you to hit the playback. I just want you to hit the playback, sir. Because we speak without even knowing that we're speaking.
Whatever that means. So let me speak on what Godmomma just said. Godmomma just said they do have award shows where they give awards to the smartest people on the planet and whatnot. They're not as televised, they're not as put out there, and people don't care about them as much as these other award shows. Meaning, all these other award shows where they're giving awards to entertainers and everything, and awards to athletes and awards, all that, that is to keep everybody stupid. That is to keep everybody, hear me out, distracted. The smarter people are making sure the dumber people, which there are way more dumber people on this planet than smarter people, are distracted. because numbers count for a whole lot. If the dumber people get just a little bit smarter and decide, you know what, we know who you people are, we're going to stop you, then the world would change. But the smartest people don't want the world to change. Why? Because they're sitting at the top of the world. That's
But
what I'm saying.
a lot of smart people are psychos. What you want to
Yeah,
say, Lurk? Because I see
psychopaths.
you down there wanting to talk. A lot of smart people are psychopaths.
Right.
I mean, we're
So,
not going to deny that fact either.
so does anybody disagree with what I just said? And if so, please explain why.
I mean, hold on, let me finish choking on Godmomma. Like, so it's just safer to be dumb as fuck. Like,
It's safe
they
to be
say
dumb as
ignorance is
hell.
bliss. But let me come
They
back. So
say ignorance is
If
bliss
you're not
for a
dumb, they're gonna
reason.
kick your head in. Remember that.
right. I'll combat with this. If we are the academically, now that's where Salt came in. He didn't say there's evidence of us being smarter across the board. He said academically.
Correct.
Yes, men are stronger. But if we're so smart, why haven't we outsmarted? Now I'm not calling men the enemy, but why haven't we outsmarted? Because they're just so physically strong?
No,
We can't
because we're
outsmart
in
them?
love. Because
There,
we're in
Fundi.
love.
There, Fundi. There. So we're academically smart, but are we survivably smart? Yeah, we might cower
No,
down and know when to not speak up so I don't get my ass beat. But why am I
correct.
even shacked up with a fucking a nigga that would do that
Right.
anyways? So I mean, academically smarter, life resource smarter,
Emotionally
emotionally.
unintelligent.
Boom. Salt came
Absolutely.
in here. We talked about that. Emotional discipline will get you further than your academics.
Is it
Yeah.
emotional unintelligence or is it emotional inferiority?
Because once
Here
women
we
realize
motherfucking go.
once women realize that love is a thing that we chase and we don't have to, and a lot of women start applying more logic than emotion, we will see a lot of this turn around, because most
Mm-hmm.
of our problem is with our emotional attachment to men. Once
Right.
that's gone, we will do what is logical for the species instead of what is socially acceptable for love.
Could I ask Boondy something?
Yes.
No,
Oh, I
Oh,
was gonna say
she
no.
that's
said
Master
no.
Fundi. That's Master
Oh, okay.
Fundi.
Never mind.
Ask
She
the
said no.
panel.
Crayons, what you got to chime in on? Because you've been sitting up there in that little corner I
What, my
can't see
mic
what
A
muted,
you.
monkey in a,
giggling?
is that a monkey in a box?
Uh-huh.
Or a
What you
tree?
That
got to
is
say about
that is a
women being
confined space warning.
confined space warning? Claustrophobic.
Well, we dive in
It's
deeper into this.
it's off of an industrial washing machine.
Gotcha.
um
Well,
what
let's
was
run
like,
it
I
back.
don't
Oh,
know.
Nick,
Salt said so many words that I can't. There was a
well,
lot of words. You gotta
let's run
pick
it back.
something out. I don't know where we're at.
With the academics, females have been, I guess, statistic. Now we're pulling up statistics. Are statistically smarter, and they
And to be
continue their
fair,
And
yeah,
fin
to be
and go
fair,
back
I
and
noticed
finish
nobody
school.
disagreed with what I said about the award shows. Just to be fair.
I'm not
Okay,
addressing that
okay, run
nonsense.
it.
What Lurker?
It is like I said. Nobody
Exactly,
cares.
Nikki. Why should we address the nonsense? Thank you. Thank you.
What was
I've
nonsense?
missed you,
What was nonsense
Fundi.
about it? It's no, well, hold on,
So
because that's not fair. Hold on, because that's not fair.
He said
Because
that's
I
not
use
fair.
her point
me.
of social
Sorry.
engineering,
Do
but
you
when I
mind?
speak on it, somehow
Sorry.
it's
Excuse me.
nonsense.
Excuse me. Hi. Okay.
I don't think
All
it was
right, sir.
more
Go
so
ahead.
that when
What?
you speak, it's
Okay.
nonsense. It was
Well,
more so of that.
What? I don't give a fuck
I
about
don't think
award
we're
shows. What the
understanding
fuck?
completely what you're saying about award shows, because there are, like, the Nobel Peace Prize. I know that's not like the smartest man in the room, but that's not a
they have
Grammy.
physics. They have
You
It
physics. They
doesn't
have
do
understand?
math. But
numbers like the
hold on,
Super
y'all.
Bowl does. You know?
Before we
Right.
move, hold on, y'all. Before we move forward, Nikki Crayons, we're gonna let
Hi.
her
Oh yeah, my
get
bad,
caught up
Nikki.
with
Sorry,
us.
Nikki.
Salt was speaking about how women are academically better than men. We achieve more, we go back, blah, blah, blah. Fundi brought up the point, you were in the chat where she said, us getting paid. Now we have taken a different leverage of the emotional intelligence. So where do you want to meet us? Come meet us somewhere. Where do you want to chime in?
Well, there's a lot of different types of intelligence, right? I want to say if you're looking on paper, it's 7. There's emotional intelligence, academic intelligence, physiological intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, kinesthetic intelligence, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't really think it even encompasses the concept to say that men are or women are more or less intelligent, because there's so many different facets and combinations of and ways to utilize intelligence that both and all combinations are necessary. And I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with gender and intelligence. I think it's about socialization, because I don't think intelligence has anything to do with gender.
That's a good way to look at it too. Yeah. Because I love that these two ladies are coming in from this space, because a lot of the space on YouTube is centered around gender warring, right? And like we said, we don't want to do that. We don't want to. Can we point out differences? Can we point out flaws in each other? Yes. Can we come to mutual agreement? Yes. But not completely warring with each other. So I like that aspect of not looking at intelligence in a sense of gender.
Right.
But then, it still doesn't solve the issue of patriarchy. It doesn't.
Thank you. Or the pay gap, which I thought was a very wonderful, relevant point.
It doesn't excuse or explain. That just further proves that we are more based on gender warring, even if it's not on the computer.
Even if it's not on par to the standards that, quote unquote, we have set under this patriarchy. Well, if you go to school and you get higher learning, higher education, you'll make more money. Well, that's funny. Statistics show women are doing that and still ain't making more money.
Right.
I love this. This was wonderful.
Right. So basically what all I was saying was the smartest, most powerful people on this planet are the ones who run the planet. The best way to have everything is to make sure nobody knows you have anything. And the best way to do that is to keep everyone distracted. Nobody's going, the Nobel Peace Prize, if they show that on TV, it's not going to do the same numbers as a Super Bowl. The smartest, most powerful people on the planet keep people in the dark. They keep them.
What I'm hearing is. Hold on,
Nikki. Hold on, Nikki. Let him land his plane. Hold on. Land your plane. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah. Let me just land my plane. Just calm down. So what I'm saying is it has to do with social engineering. It's funny how it's nonsense when I bring up social engineering, but when you say it, it's the word of God. I mean, come on, just be fair and be respectful.
You don't need to be hyperbolic about it.
Hold on, Nikki. Let me drag my co-host real quick. Your social engineering is fucking deers and gazelles. Like, shut the front door.
All I was gonna say, Salt, since you're all bunchy about it, if you're gonna be bunchy about it, I was gonna say what I'm hearing is you saying is real G's move in silence like lasagna. That's all I was gonna say, you bunchy motherfucker.
No idea what the hell that means, and you got to learn to breathe in between sentences. But yes, what I was saying was they're using social engineering to control the rest of the population so that we're looking one way while they're doing something in the other direction. That's what I'm saying. Other than that,
that's what each and every one of y'all have said. That's what each and every one of y'all have said. Yes.
And we just in
different ways.
We spoke on the distractions and how we labeled them, leveled them, layered them, however you want to do. Where this is
low level.
low level, low list distraction.
Yeah.
I know it's a distraction, but it's not a, you know what I'm saying? It's not a, oh my gosh, there's a fire across the street distraction. It's not a, oh my gosh, there's something right here in front of me distraction. This, that low level distractions. But when we have conversations like this, it brings it up to my attention, and I need to be reminded, because now I have another reason to be, you know, on charge, because I didn't know that statistic. I didn't. If you wouldn't have said anything, Salt, I wouldn't have looked it up for another 10 years or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. So thank you for bringing that to my bringing it up to, from a distraction, bringing it up to my motherfucking peripherals, or outside of my peripherals to in my vision.
Right, because it doesn't make sense that we are academically smart, we finish school, we achieve higher, but we still get paid less.
But if someone came up here and
feminist, you want to complain about something, let's complain about this, okay?
Well, love is what's holding you women back. So just love less.
And I agree with that. I really
holding who back, nigga? Holding who back, nigga?
I really do agree that love can hold you back. It really can. Because you know, you feel this connection, you feel obligation, it's just a womanly feeling that we have that's not explainable. You know, we've had these conversations before, so like there's some things that women and men are just not going to understand in communication, because you're not me and I'm not you. You're not a woman, I'm not a man, you know? So when it comes to women and love can be this over encompassing, overtaking, overpowering thing that happens. And we lose sight of everything. And love doesn't always have to be a sexual partner. It can be children. It can be a family member. It can be a platonic friend. Like, it doesn't always have to be a sexual partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of women quit school because they have kids, and they tend to just do what they got to do for their children.
And it's just like you said, men and women are so different. We even love differently. We show our love differently. Men, don't get me wrong. There are the outliers out there who weren't necessarily, and I don't mean for this. I don't want this to sound wrong or anything, but it's like having children kind of held them back. That's why you see a lot of people who say, I'm not dating for a while, or I'm not going to have kids or anything like that, and they excel in their career. They made that sacrifice of giving up love, or the prospect of love at the very least, and now they're some CEO, top of their company, wherever the hell it is they're at, because they didn't allow love to hold them back. And so it's on both sides. It's a sacrifice. You can either not go as far, which, like I said, there are some outliers who had kids and it lit a fire underneath their ass, and then they ended up making a company and now they're doing successful. But before they had their kid, they was sitting around in their parents' basement smoking weed, all type of bullshit. Don't get me wrong, there's some people out there like that, but a lot of people out there, it was like, you could tell, you would have went further if you hadn't gotten pregnant at 17, 18. Some of them even 25, 30. Like, oh yeah, you probably could have did this if you hadn't had that kid at 25. You sacrificed for a loved one, and it kind of held you back. Hello? Or is that just more nonsense?
What? I had to step away for a second. I guess everybody.
No, I'm sitting here. It's just that, you know, I was with him until he hit that last sentence with the sarcasm about it, because that was my statement. But you know, I've decided not to talk to people who can't write in cursive.
Right. I was born in the 80s and they weren't teaching us that in the 90s. Right. Well, I mean, we're sitting here having a conversation. You say what I say is complete nonsense. Talk over me in a disrespectful manner, and then have the nerve to point out sarcasm. I just gave back what you gave to me for no reason. So
that's
by all means. Right, right. Yeah, it's adult to insult somebody and then have an issue when they give it right back to you. Yeah, you're
Bro,
right.
don't do that because you started
It's
it.
adult. It's adult to go
You
at people at
started it.
birth.
You
How?
That's
started
so
it.
heated.
How? What did I say? I
Go
wasn't
back and
disrespectful.
listen.
I wasn't
You go
talking
back
over
and
you.
listen.
No, well, you tell
You
me
go
what I
back and
said. You're saying
listen.
I started it, so you should
No,
know what it was I said. What did I say that was
no,
disrespectful?
no. You're a grown man who said what the hell he said. Now, whether you did it to be who the fuck you are, you did it. Go back and listen. I
I'm
don't do
telling
this
you
with
no.
grown
No,
people.
I'm not going to go back and
I
listen to it.
don't do
No.
this with grown people.
No, neither do I. That's why I'm saying. You're saying I'm a man who said what I said, but
Bro,
you
let
can't
it
tell me what I said
go.
because I didn't
Let's
start with
move
you.
on. What's the next
Yes,
topic?
let's move on. Exactly. I agree.
Yeah, let's move on. I just came back. But
Exactly. And that's
Please
what
hit the like. Thank you.
Yes, please hit that motherfucking like. Thank you.
oh,
But I think everybody was saying the same thing, though.
We really were.
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody was saying the same thing. Again, it is to me surprising, but that women are academically smart, not academically smarter, but finish school first. That was surprising to me because I feel like it is pushed down our throats that we kind of don't get that chance. That other things in our life tend to happen, and we have to be the ones that end up coming back to finish school instead of finishing it the first. So that's good because those are new statistics, not old statistics, right? So that means as women as a whole, hey, we might in a few be flipping this shit because a lot of my
What is
generation
this
I know
statistic exactly?
hold on, is it teaching the young ladies to be defenseless? You know, we are teaching our daughters to be alert and aware, but not be a victim. Don't walk around here
And
like you're a victim, you
to
know?
utilize, and also Godmomma, to utilize their, not just, I love when Fundi came in and said, well, we teach our young girls to be pretty or to be smart. And she's not lying about that. Oh, you'll make a good housewife. Oh, you could get it. But say you could do all of those things. You could be pretty, you could be smart, you could be ugly and get smart, you could be this, you could be all of it. And I don't know why it didn't click to me because they say it all the time. Well, little girls develop faster than boys. Little girls are easier to potty train. Little girls. They grow faster, they catch on faster, they, you know what I'm saying? They be right there walking faster, all those other things. So I don't know why that didn't click. But there is a social, I don't know what you guys were calling it, some social stereotype or some social blockage that we do to ourselves where it's like, oh, she's 16 now. Are you going to be brains or beauty, pretty girl? And we do it with boys too. Are you a nerd or are you a football player? Are you an athlete or are you this? So we do it to both, but to constrict our baby girls to, are you smart or are you pretty? Don't do that. That's something that really clicked with me. That's something that really clicked with me. Because my baby girl's been smarter, you know what I'm saying, than her. Like everybody says, my kids are 3 years apart. My daughter's 3 years younger than her brother, but she be whipping. She's the brains of the alteration. He might be the mechanics of it, but she's definitely whenever they doing some, let me sneak around and do this, or let me do this. Mom said we have to clean. Gracie's the brains behind all of it. And John be right there just being her little machine. Okay. My little sister said to do this and to hurry up. So I don't know why that hasn't clicked to me. I don't know why that didn't click to me. I give men more credit than what I thought. So I mean, and nothing against men, because like I said, we force them. Are you smart or are you a nerd or an athlete? Are you an architect or are you gonna go play sports? Are you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Are you blue collar or are you white collar? I mean, we do that to boys too, but it just didn't dawn on me to the degree of how wonderfully smart and how well-rounded women really are.
I mean, even as far as like jobs go, mid-level like office jobs and everything, like as far as even HR goes, like for almost any company, women dominate that. women dominate the nursing industry. There's way more women nurses than there are men. And what always bothered me, because I remember even noticing it as a little boy, the nurses, like don't get me wrong, I understand the doctor's position. They went to school longer. They have their position, but I noticed the nurses doing basically everything that the doctor does or can do, but getting paid less for it. And so I'm like, that seems kind of unfair. But I mean, he or she did go to school longer, so I guess they kind of earned that. However, at the same time, it's like, yo, physical labor takes a toll. All them hours that they work insane hours. They work an amount of hours that should be illegal, honestly. Like, just pay them more. Don't have to, like, that's crazy.
Yeah. The nursing situation is a little wild. Really wild.
And
Go
Salt
ahead, Nikki.
saying, Salt saying that the women or the doctors, and just, I guess we were supposed to be male identified because he said doctors. The female doctors as well. They doctors, regardless of gender, have done more school, but then we get that intricacy of is schooling better or is experience better?
Nurses and doctors have completely different jobs, though. Yeah,
they do. But a nurse, I've seen plenty of nurses. I don't want to speak too much on my background,
because of the experience, right?
Because of the experience, they can do a doctor's job.
Yeah.
You know, with all the things.
To a certain extent, but doctors' purpose is to diagnose and cure. A nurse's job is patient care.
Cure? A doctor's job is not to cure.
Like to provide. I was just, paraphrasing. Diagnose and, not cure, but give me another word then.
Prevention.
Diagnose and treat. That's the word. Thank you. Treat. Sorry, words are hard. And then a nurse's job is patient care, like comfort.
A doctor's job is treat and test. It's the lab's job to diagnose.
It's an intricate system out there in the healthcare
right,
field.
And,
like you would think,
and everybody has their own job.
Exactly.
But you know what always amazed me, since we're on the, nurses do, doctors do, like it always amazed me why teachers didn't make more than everybody. Because if it wasn't for the teacher, you wouldn't know the craft. So that part always amazed me, but I'm not trying to derail too much from the topic at hand. But that's just one of those things.
I was interested in that statistic, like you were, Godmomma, and so I went and I Googled it. So it's in the thing. It's in there.
For the most part, for the most part, I think like the majority, because they give these teachers curriculums, they give them syllabuses, all that. They're basically just trying. They don't care about the teachers because they just need somebody who can do a simple job and pump out worker bees. That's all they want. They're not trying to. They're not putting people there to pump out leaders, to pump out innovators. No, they just need a whole bunch of worker bees. We need you to know the basics for when your ass gets up into this factory to make this metal sheet. There ain't no dents in it. Basically.
Yeah.
Right. And the people who are getting paid to teach doctors how to be doctors are also doctors who are getting paid to be doctors. So the teachers who are teaching doctors are not getting teachers' pay. Right. So it's hard to say, why aren't the teachers getting paid more? They're the only reason we have doctors, but it's the doctors that are teaching other doctors. So they're all getting paid as doctors.
Well, I mean, in some universities you have to have a doctorate degree to teach certain classes, right?
I mean, technically a lawyer is a doctor. You get a doctorate, right? They're a juris doctorate. There's there's all kinds of different doctorate degrees, but I think in this specific instance we're talking about medical doctors.
Gotcha. True. Yes. Booney, is that you? I think it's her.
Oh shit! I gotta go to work.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
Yeah, I'm on my lunch break, so I'm just chilling. Personally, with the amount of work that they do, it's like, okay, if you're gonna dump all those hours on them, pay the nurses more, because they do a ridiculous amount of work. Some of them don't even like. I've seen documentaries, seen YouTube videos on it. Some of them won't go home for like 3 days. They'll just sleep at the hospital. They'll, you know what I'm saying? They'll page them, or not page them. They don't have beepers no more, but you know, they'll text them, hey, I see you. We need you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, as much work as they do, I get it. I understand. And I do think it's fair. Okay, the doctor went to school longer. However, the workload that you're putting on these other people can cause them to have a mental breakdown. Like, dead ass. And it's ridiculous. Like, at the very least, at least pay them more. So when they aren't at this hospital helping to save lives and treat patients, you know what I'm saying? They can have the means to enjoy life. It's like, what's the point of making all that money and you ain't got no life? You're living just, you're not living, you're just existing at that point. You know?
Yeah, because they work a lot of hours and endure a lot of different things. Because you know, they're first on the triage type of thing, closing up open wounds, trying to see what's going on, diagnose, low key diagnose what's going on with you, because that's who you talk to the first, you know, when you first go.
Right, when you go to the ER, yeah, or you go see a doctor. But where I work, the nurse is like the least busy person.
Wow.
Right, because I work in a nursing home, and there's nurses, and when the nurse is in the building, she is basically the boss, and everybody who works under her is CNAs, certified nurses assistants, and they run around and do everything for everybody, and the nurse hands out medication and writes charts. So I mean, it just depends on what kind of nurse, where you work, I mean.
Would you say it also, like Lurker said, depends on experience also? Because she probably just got a shit ton of experience. So it's like, okay, I run y'all.
No,
I've been here.
All the nurses, where I work, it's like broken down into 4 halls. Each nurse gets 2 halls, and then each hall has like 4 CNAs. So the nurses just tell the CNAs what to do. But that's like wiping butts, changing sheets, getting water, things like that. And then the nurse does things like medication, blood pressure, temperatures.
Right.
But she's the least busy person.
Shit, lucky her. Yeah,
they're still there for 12 hours at a time.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, to me, it like I could understand it if there's a foreman at a construction site. He'd been on the job 20 years, and everybody else has been there 10 years. Like, okay, yeah, he may not be doing as much work as you. I understand. Experience counts for a whole lot. Experience and intelligence at the job. You know how to make sure how to keep everybody safe and everything. However,
that's what you just said. That part right there, because the experienced person, if you got the most experienced person busting ass, hustling, and getting their eyes on every single thing, they don't have time to observe and make sure everybody else is doing their job properly.
Right. Yeah. It's I don't know. It's an unfair society we live in, and a lot of people do backbreaking jobs, and honestly, just don't like. Like, if I've seen certain documentaries where even teachers, it's like we've all heard the saying, "Oh, I'm a teacher. I definitely don't get paid enough for this job." And it's like, yeah, some of them have to deal with some. How many videos have y'all seen on YouTube of these kids just straight up attacking these teachers? Like that one autistic boy who they should have had in a whole different class. He took his Nintendo Switch away, and he destroyed that woman. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's sad for both of them.
That was real sad. I feel bad for both of them because it's right. I mean, that boy, he didn't know how to react in that situation, and she didn't know what level his mind was at as far as how to react when certain things happen, and that huge.
Ooh, that's a whole conversation. But since you brought that up, today is Autism Awareness Day, so
fabulous.
Well,
That
shout out to Grandpa Glitter Boots and his whole ass for making fun of autistic kids and thinking it's okay because someone else was doing it. Two wrongs do not make a right, sir. You're always going to be a dumbass in my book, and if we ever meet in person, I'm going to smack you across the mouth, dead ass, because you said you was going. Well, what the fuck did he? Nah, he said he was going to put a bullet in my head. So fuck you, CX. You're a fucking loser. Gonna give a motherfucking pedophile $50,000. Yeah, the fuck right, nigga. Get the fuck up out of here.
That is interesting that today is Autism Awareness Day. How nice. How nice. And it's autism, not artistic. It's autistic,
Right?
not
So
artistic.
shout out to my neuro spicy friends.
Amen. Neuro fucking spicy. You know, and you're not a curse of God.
Shout
Amen.
out to all the piano players. Ooh-wee.
And there may or may not be something wrong with your mother. We don't know.
We don't know.
No, there's something wrong with that bitch.
Fuck. Okay.
I can't breathe. Oh my god. So shut up.
Somebody wrong with who? Who is that bitch? ZX?
Yeah, talking about
oh, okay. No. Fuck him and that bitch. This nigga done say he gonna scold fuck people's dead family members. Fuck that nigga. And that old bitch. I'm telling you. No.
Who is the old bitch? Who's the bitch? I'm just trying to figure out who the bitch is. Who?
Yes.
His mama.
Oh, okay.
Oh god.
Oh, that's all right.
She was a young teen mother. She was a young teen mother. She didn't know if she was gonna be pretty or smart. Okay, so don't do it. She didn't know if she was gonna be pretty or smart, so don't do it. What's up, T Blizzy's in the building? Ooh,
T Black.
Hey, what's up, T Black?
T Blizzy.
That oh my god! Now that I feel even more of an ass for him. Just oh my god! Just Jesus freaking Christ at the moment.
Don't take on the sins of another man. That's crazy.
Listen, I'm not gonna play Jesus today, but that's just horrible. Horrible to say you're cursed by God because you have an autistic child. That's horrible.
Hold on. Are you cursed by God if your 58-year-old son won't fucking leave YouTube?
What?
I don't know how old he is. I'm just wondering. Like, if I got a 58-year-old son out here on YouTube.
Well, Godmomma said she ain't gonna play Jesus, but I damn sure will play the grammar police. It's autistic with a U, not an R, you fucking idiot. Like, how do you make that? Okay, I get it. Some of y'all from other states, some of y'all might have a little bit of an accent or anything. How many of y'all confuse a U with an R? Really think about that. How often do you do that?
But you know, the funny thing is somebody else in the beef sector, and I want to say it's uppity, also says artistic. It's somebody else over there says it that way too.
What?
Artistic, yes.
I feel like that's when people say deaf for people who cannot hear.
Mm-hmm.
Deaf. Are you deaf? No, I'm alive. I just can't hear. Thank you.
You've heard people say that?
All the time.
Jeez. Well, the world is full of idiots. There are way more idiots than there are intelligent people on this planet, and people are going to do and say dumb shit all the time, and hopefully they become better people, because if they don't, well, we're going to stay stuck in the state we're in now.
I don't. Okay, you're right. But I don't think old buddy's gonna turn into a better person. I don't think JP is gonna turn into a better person with the whole. I don't think JP is gonna turn. I don't think the smack from Buddy Lee is gonna make JP turn into a man that when he sees a child's school bus, he's gonna run the opposite way.
Hold on. Can I speak on that real quick? Because at first when y'all sent it to me, I watched maybe like 2 minutes of it, but then I watched more of it like 30 minutes ago. I don't mean this in like a real crazy fucked up kind of way or anything, so don't get me wrong. Dude sounds like something's something's a little off about him. Like he's like mentally, he's like there's some sort of delay with that man. Or am I the only one noticing that, or did y'all notice that? Like he seems not all there, if that makes sense. Oh shit! Damn, they all dropped off. Is that Godmomma accidentally ending this? Oh, okay. I sure was about to talk shit if you accidentally ended it.
No,
I
I'm
was
just
about to
back
talk
here
hella
playing
shit.
with the layout. We're still here. It was just the layout was changing.
But yeah, do
Talk
y'all
shit to
feel like,
yourself. No.
do y'all feel like he's kind of delayed? I think he's delayed to me. Not all jokes aside.
I mean, was he the brightest and sharpest crayon in the motherfucking 64, even 12 count, 8 count box? Hell no.
What about crayons? What now? What now?
He was the
What?
dullest one in that motherfucker. Okay. But at the same time, those are still the ones you gotta watch out for, because they don't. I mean, some people want to play it off. Well, he's slow. He don't know no better. I don't care, bitch. Get him the fuck away from my kids.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
in no way making excuses for him. I'm just saying
I
he
know
just
you're
seems a
not.
little slow. Yeah, I'm definitely not making excuses. Fuck that. That's not the route
Yeah.
I'm taking. I'm just, just listening to it a little more. I'm like, he sounds kind of delayed. Like something is off. And T Black said in the chat room, he keeps doubling down on it as if that's gonna like strengthen his art. Like, bro,
Right.
man, he's stupid. That's really stupid. And
It is.
sick.
To even try to say that other men have had a dream about kissing a underage child before, and they're just not willing to admit it out loud.
If those men
just
did,
maybe don't say that out loud. That's okay to just not say that out loud. That's fine.
What the hell?
Shit. That yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty sure, like, cause I'm one of the people. It's like I wish you would punch dude in the mouth, slapping him. Don't get me wrong. Hey, kudos for that. Regardless of what my opinion is of you or anything, you slap a motherfucking pedophile, I applaud you, sir or ma'am. Don't matter who the fuck it is or what we disagree about. Yo, you slap a pedophile, oh, I'm all for that. However, at the same time, I was like, man, I wish you would have punched cuz in his fucking mouth. Cause that shit. Right? It's like don't get me wrong, what Rich Bleezy said was fucked up, but he didn't go into extreme fucking detail the way dude did. It's like, you can't control your dreams. What? You can control, like, you can't control your subconscious, true, but your subconscious, like we said earlier, is based on your desires and fears. This is what you really want, sir.
Mm-hmm. You really want to see what it's like to make out with an underage child. That's what you really want. But see, I feel like, and Buddy Lee was screaming it too on his show, I feel like dude has already done it. He just played it off because the white dude was like weird. You know what I'm saying? To me, JP was coming at white dude like, you're a possible ally in this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I can sit with and kiki about looking at little kids type of thing, underage girls. But when the white dude presented like, whoa, that's weird, he switched it up to, oh, it was a dream. No.
Well, the backpedal in there. Hey, I gotta drop down and head to work. Love y'all.
Have fun. Thanks for coming.
Peace.
Aloha.
Yeah, dude, seriously, like, and I'm dead ass. Like, the people who know me, like, really know me, y'all know I'm serious. You send me the information, I'll dox the shit out of him. His address, his phone number, his face with the clip of him saying that disgusting shit. I'll do it. I'm in California. I guess he's in Texas. Ain't no way I could put my hands on him. I could do the next best thing. No, I could let motherfuckers be privy. Like, yo, this is the type of motherfucker who's trying to operate in these sectors. When you see him, yo, however you want to handle it. Hey,
I mean, we've canceled people for less, right, Salt?
Yeah,
we've canceled people for
way less. Way less.
Way less.
Exponential amounts of less. So yeah, that's crazy. I guess though.
You know, I think it was said, you know, he is canceled over in those spaces for what he said and you know, but I don't think he's originally from that space. I think he's originally from somewhere else, so he'll just crawl back home where he's originally from. In the social media world. But again, like Roy brought up in the first stream, like, so what are we gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we just gonna sit here and talk about it, or are we gonna call somebody or do something about it? You know, and I'm the type of person that I say this: if you feel it in your heart, if you run over all the evidence and facts and receipts that people like to say, then you run through it and you feel it in your soul and your heart that you must reach out to someone, something, do something. Who am I to stop you? You know, because what he said was alarming. Knowing that he watches children get off the school bus to see if they're thick or not is alarming. Whether they're high schoolers or not, it's alarming.
What trips me out is it's like, and this is another thing, because you know me, I'm an observer. What trips me out is how easily it came out his mouth. It's just like when you come across a white girl, if she says nigga in a weird way, it's because she don't say it all that much. But if that shit just rolls off her tongue, I'm like, oh yeah, no, you be saying the word nigga all the time. No, that shit rolled off that nigga's tongue. No, that's what he really feels. That's what he really fucking thinks. There is no, yo, you misunderstood the context. No, ain't no context. You looking at children's, you're looking at shapes coming off of fucking buses, all this shit. No, there is no proper context for that, sir.
Right.
If you're not a pedophile, you are one step from being that. If you haven't done it already, oh no, it's just a matter of time before you do it. In my eyes, the way you spoke, the way he spoke, nope.
Yes, T Black, JP.
We don't know this man. We just heard it. Well, I'll say I don't know this man. Godmomma don't know this man. Salt don't know this man. Other people in the sector know about him, but we don't.
Yeah, I just heard about him today.
Yeah,
but I heard enough. I heard enough to know he's a bitch.
Well, and I heard it from his own mouth, right?
Right.
It's not like people took something he said and then turned it into something else. Because, you know, they do that a lot in the black sector. Oh, you actually said this. It's like, nah, they actually said this. No, he said the shit. That's why it's like, come on, bro. And then there's that whole, like I said, the whole mental delay. Like, he's serious. I don't know if I'm the only one hearing it. I really don't. When he speaks, dude sounds like there's some sort of mental delay, like something is missing, like he just isn't all there, like he's missing a chunk of his brain or some shit.
Yes,
like,
he reminds me of Jalen a little bit. The Jalen that runs around from sector to sector, the little buddy that sits with Vaseline and shit on his table. He reminds me of him.
But so are we drawing the line? Like, we act like predators aren't retarded. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say that.
I'm drawing the line. No,
I'm saying as far as our word, I'm not trying to call people retarded. I'm just saying, touching. Stop. You're smart enough to log on to StreamYards.
Right.
Case closed. Case fucking closed. You're not that handicapped or whatever.
Right. Protected class. You're not that. You're not a protected class.
You're logging into fucking telling us about, like, y'all gonna quit playing with people. Y'all gonna quit playing with people. This is not a place to air. But again, I kind of want it to be. I want it to be a place where you can expose your sickness, sir. Please. I cannot stand predators in the dark. And I know that there are. But I like to see my predators in the light. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what it is. Oh, the little schoolgirls? Oh, okay. Yeah. Tell me more. Motherfucker, so I can get you scammed up.
I heard something earlier that he made a bet with Lady La and he lost it and he had to eat dog food. Did he actually eat dog food?
See, I missed that too, but I heard that too. So I missed that.
I missed it, but that's what I heard.
Y'all don't know this
from reliable sources.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
And
If y'all say
have
they're
I
reliable
seen the
sources,
video? Have I seen the actual video? No.
Our mod squad in the building. We have our mod squad in the building. So G5, she said she's only seen him on Buddy Lee's lives. That's the kind of, and I'm not saying, Buddy Lee, we're coming for you. We appreciate you pulling up on a nigga doing what you're doing, but we don't know him from anywhere else.
Right.
From Lady Law, Buddy Lee. I don't know where this man came from, and I'm interested to see. Oh, Daquan said yes, he ate dog food. So there you go.
Okay. So there it is right there. If a nigga is stupid enough to take on a bet and actually take on a bet like that and actually follow through with it, you don't get no kudos. You don't get no, he pays up his debts. No, motherfucker, you ate dog food. I don't give a fuck what the bet was about. Unless it was to save one of your family members' lives, in which that situation is never going to happen, to where you got to eat dog food to save a motherfucker's life. No, dude has something missing. Mentally speaking, he has something missing to have fucking done that.
Hold on, Beasley's threatening to call the police on Buddy Lee because Buddy Lee assaulted a predator, or was follow that up?
Oh my God.
Beasley want to call the police on Buddy for what?
I doubt that. Dude is a fucking pedophile. He's fucking stupid, apparently. There's something missing. A couple things missing. Mentally wise and humanity wise. In order for I'm good. No, I'm good. Like I said before, it's out there. Hey, y'all shoot me the information. I'll dox him. I have no problem doing it.
Yeah, because he's not that protected class. I don't give a hell, Beasley or nah. He is not that protected class. And Buddy cool.
It
Buddy be
doesn't
all right. Even
matter when handicapped people. I've heard that handicapped people or mentally ill people are physically strong as shit. Okay, I've heard that.
But I mean, really think about it though. You slapped a nigga who smelled like kibbles and bits. Jesus. Wow.
I can't even. I can't say. I want to make some jokes.
Isn't that like a dog food? Kibbles and bits. Can you imagine that you go to slap him and he smell like dog food?
Child.
All the more reason to be concerned.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, imagine getting assaulted by this nigga. Like, can you describe him to us? He smelled like dog food over
His
here.
breath smelled like pedigree.
Yeah, right. Well, did he have dogs with him? No.
No.
Where's the smell coming from?
Not a dog hair, not a single dog hair found on the crime scene.
Every time he breathed on me, I can smell it.
Bro.
Child, y'all gotta quit playing with the. Y'all gotta quit playing with people. I'm serious. Like I said about knowing your neighbors, know who the fuck's on your panel. That's why I know Salt and I have our spats and blah blah blah, but it is what it is. That's why I don't mind Roy coming up and questioning, and you know what I'm saying. I don't mind that. I want y'all to know who I am, and I want to know who the fuck y'all are too. Not your ins and outs and all of that, but you know what I'm saying. Let my discernment come in. Let me catch you slipping. Well, you said that, and we do. We hold it. Well, you said this. You said that. We do that to each other.
Yeah.
Child, ain't no fucking free ride over here because we're cool with each other. Nigga, fuck you.
Plain and simple. To put it simply, I'm a nigga who has no problem doxing pedophiles. Facts.
None.
I have absolutely no problem doing it.
No, or child abusers. None of that. Predators. Where do you think we came from, people? Not Salt, but where do you think we came from? Hello.
Predators. Because ain't no gazelles over here, my nigga.
Ain't no gazelles.
Ain't no gazelles over here. Let me get out of here. Y'all, let me get out of here. It's been fun with y'all. Is there anything else we need to wrap up?
Nothing. It's a pleasure as always. Love speaking to you, lovely ladies. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.
Peace.
Toodles. We appreciate y'all spending the day, the majority of the day with us. For first live and second live. Y'all could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. We appreciate you so much. So much.
We really do. Shout out to everybody that hit the panel. Fundi, Daquan, Nikki, Salt,
Roy.
Godmomma. Oh, Roy.
Shout out to Roy. Roy, you could come back anytime. As long as you
Roy's still here. Roy's still here.
Shout out to Roy.
Salute.
Yes. So hope maybe we'll, the best thing about Lurk and I is we are consistent with inconsistency.
That's true.
Hopefully we will see y'all tomorrow morning rising.
Yes.
If not, we will definitely see y'all once more this week.
Yes.
We'll be back Friday with a real topic to stick to. But until then, we're going to have trending topic conversations. Maybe if some more ish pops off in the sectors, we may have to talk about it.
We might. Shout out
but
to
y'all
the
go
Mod
enjoy
Squad.
your Tuesday. Yes, the Mod Squad.
Shout out to the Mod Squad. What a blessing it was to be here on this Tuesday. We'll be back. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Good night. Well, I about to say good night. Good evening.
Good evening. Good night. Good riddance.
Toodles.
Like my release. This is a part of what I do to have fun, and I'm a creative. Creativity, I love it. You know what I'm saying? It's what keeps life interesting and makes it have fun. Makes me have fun.